Are you really gonna take their advice, bro? Is a question that if I had asked myself, it would have unlocked a whole variety of different opportunities for me back in the day. But in the end, I remained stuck in the negative feedback loop of confirming the majority and always putting them on the pedestal and letting them decide the rest of my life. You see, I don't want to say that I hate the education system, it is just that I don't prefer it with my authentic goals. And so, yeah, that means that I never truly put 100% of my efforts into it. I was apathetic when it came to homework and studying, I was lazy, and that in the end led me to, yeah, slowly but surely get worse and worse grades over time, and then slowly but surely everyone in my local surroundings started yelling at me even more, which I had no idea what was actually going on. And so that led me to get even worse and worse grades and fall down slowly but surely more and more down into the hole that I dug up for myself. And yeah, I was stuck. And yet everyone was just telling me all this time, you should just focus on school, bro. That is the best way that you can ever get a good quality source of income. And I did believe it. And so I was just a slave. Just slaving away all of those hundreds of hours that I spent in the education system, which I do spend even now, but now I have even more things that I can work on each and every single day, which is a plus. But around that time, between the ages of like 6 to say 16 years old, let's say, I was completely lost for that whole decade. I was just walking around aimlessly, and I was taking the advice of the majority. Now, I'm the type of person that isn't really into the materialistic side of things, like, let's say, partying, talking about cars, for example. I'm more so about talking stuff like philosophies, mindsets, history, universe, psychology, all of these things that you cannot physically touch, but they apply to each and every single one of us. They basically resonated with me on such a subconscious level that I've been always drawn to them ever since I was a little kid. And so I always tried to follow this path, but it felt like whenever I was going after it, and whenever I was actually trying to fulfill any kind of goal in it, the majority would always pull me back because they wouldn't recognize it. They just wouldn't change. They wouldn't confirm to me, and they would just always give me the advice of you should be more normal. You should be more uh focus on the education system and stop with this bullshit. Go back to fucking studying, you little kid, or something like that. They would always used to tell me these kinds of things. But let me tell you, do you really want to take advice from a society that crucified a perfect man? Now, sure, he chose it because Jesus Christ. He achieved the perfect state of enlightenment. He was above all of the illusions over the third dimensional realm. He was completely above all of these emotions. He was above everything. And so he chose to die. He wanted to die, if that makes sense, because his mission on this earth was fulfilled. But what matters is that they enjoyed it. They enjoyed crucifying a perfect man. And plus, those 99% of people, do you really think that they are living the life that they want to? Think about it. What you're doing right now is seeking the appreciation and the acceptance from people that are okay with being slaves, that are okay with consuming garbage that they give them in the stores, for example. Meanwhile, they don't even realize that if they just be delusional and tell to themselves that the food has no impact on them, then suddenly obesity will cease to exist because there are no truths in the reality other than what your subconscious mind accepts as truth. But these kinds of people, they have no sense of authority inside of themselves. They seek authority from external forces. So that's why they are stuck in the education system. That's why they listen to the news because they have no critical thinking. They have no way of actually confirming what is real and what is not. They cannot check the information from multiple sources. They don't even have the time because their their boss says you need to go to work for 8 hours, and then when they come home, they're like a dried out sponge. They were they were basically all of their efforts and energy were squeezed out of them, and now they cannot do anything, and so they just settle down for instant pleasure from social media, from video games. And do you really want these kinds of people who aren't even authentically aligned with your goals 99% of the time to dictate what kind of future you want to have? Because they are lost, my timeless reader. But you are not. You have a strong sense of authority. And don't just take this from me, bro. I am someone who has helped so many innumerable people change their lives for the better. Not just changing their lives entirely, but also changing their mindsets, helping them create a better reality for themselves. And if you want to learn more about that, then you can check out Timeless Reader's Mindsets in the description. It is the only thing that I sell, but let me tell you, it is truly something life-changing. If you just allow me to teach you 24 of these mindsets that I constantly refine on a day-to-day basis, your reality will change forever. I'm not fucking joking. If you just take action and practice them every single day like I do, you will see results in less than a couple of months at most. But that was just a little side note. Do you really want these kinds of people to be your source of appreciation? These kinds of people who cannot appreciate perfection, even if it's literally in front of their eyes, even if it's literally pleasing their senses. Of course you won't. Of course you don't want that. Of course. So then just really think about this question. Are you really gonna take their advice? Are you really? Because if you take their advice, you're just gonna stay completely like them. And yeah, I know that you have big goals, like you want to make 20 grand per month, you want to live in Italy, you want to speak multiple different languages, you want to learn boxing, you don't want to be stuck in the education system anymore because it isn't authentically aligned with your goals. So why then are you taking advice from those kinds of people whose only language they can speak is their mother tongue? With the with literally the types of people that when you mentioned 20 grand per month, they literally have an aneurysm and they literally have like a I don't know, like a quick state of bliss because they aren't even confident enough to think about that kind of amount of money getting made per month. When 14-year-old kids are literally rug pulling meme coins, which basically means like being the top holder of a meme coin and then like taking all of the funds out of it, you understand? When it is at its highest, in just one rug pull of a meme coin, it is possible to make $1 million. Imagine if you did that once per month. And there are people genuinely out there who are doing this. And you're saying to me that you want to rot in the education system forever just to get a measly 100 grand per year. And not even that at most of the time. The average lawyer makes like 60 grand per month. No, per year, sorry. Like an annual salary. And you're telling me that you want to wait until you're 30 to start making that? Until you're fucking 30. Your competition that is actually grabbing life by its balls is gonna be so much ahead of you. They're literally gonna have like 5 children by that point. They're gonna be traveling the entire world. They're gonna be speaking like 10 different languages. They're gonna know like 5 different martial arts, if we're gonna be honest. They're gonna have the woman, they're gonna have the money, they're gonna have the dream house, they're gonna have everything that you so desire. And yet, you're still relying for appreciation and acceptance from the society that killed a perfect man. Let that fucking sink in. Because the only way that you can get successful in reality is to be delusional. To just completely accept your delusional thoughts as truths and not as something that you just made up on the spot. Because there are no truths in the reality. other than what your subconscious mind accepts as truth. Meaning that if you accept the truths of the majority, you're gonna become like them and you're gonna live their lives. But if you be delusional, you accept the delusional truths of the minority who are actually successful, the elites, then eventually your reality, with enough time and with enough patience, will slowly shift and you will arrive in it. If you just change your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotion, your attention, your identity, and all of these things combined, they will output a certain frequency that will signalize to the universe that you already have it. And then reality will literally reveal a whole another thing to itself. Because you will literally take that parallel universe where you have that desired reality and you will pull it to you. 99% of people will think that I'm crazy, but don't take this from me. There are hundreds of successful people out there who only talk about manifestation. Literally, and I was so surprised by this. Like, I was taking a biking trip with my father and my younger brother like a couple of days ago. And let me tell you, he's a successful entrepreneur. Now, of course, he's not that successful to the point where I never had to go to school for the rest of my life, but still successful, nonetheless, that we aren't really that bad off. And so, let me tell you this. I didn't notice until this point. But of course, I was talking to him about stuff like manifestation and frequencies and stuff like that. And of course, he still. I was talking to him like about my classmates, about that the type of frequency that they're aligned to, and he basically referred to the term vibration as waves. And bro, let me tell you, of course, every single successful person, no matter the diversity, no matter the nationality, all of them know the same thing. Be delusional and adopt the frequency or the mental attitude as you might understand it better. So let's call it mental attitude for now. Adopt that, be delusional, accept those truths in your subconscious mind, and just ignore the majority, bro. Nothing positive and nothing progressful ever comes to you from being emotionally reliant upon them. And this is not trying to be a hateful video. It is just me trying to invoke that new passion inside of you because all of these people will never wake up, no matter how hard you try to save them, no matter how hard you try to prove it to them. Some people will just remain asleep so that they will show you what will happen if you never wake up. Thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you